Iltija Mufti, the daughter of former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti, has, among many others in the Kashmir Valley from the political system there, mourned the death of Hezbollah Chief Hassan Nasrallah, calling out Israel's attacks on Lebanon and Gaza. As the successor of an entrenched political dynasty in Jammu and Kashmir, Iltija's word carries a lot of weight. So it is no surprise that even the Kashmir Valley, the situation 3,500 kilometers away from Hezbollah strongholds in southern Lebanon, there have been protests by big crowds. The Kashmir Valley I'm talking about. Now, I've reported on Kashmir for over 20 years, viewer, and I can tell you that organizing a crowd protest is actually no big deal, even when it's over the death of some faraway personality that common Kashmiris feel really nothing for. But Iltija Mufti, who's fighting the Jammu and Kashmir election from a well-tested family bastion, which she will almost definitely win, and we wish her the best, she's displayed the deepest possible duplicity by invoking and claiming to mourn the death of martyr Hassan Nasrallah of the Hezbollah. Her words go, however, beyond the usual cynical posturing during this election campaign in J&K. They come at a time when Iltija Mufti is making a strenuous effort to carve out an identity for herself that isn't stained by perceptions of being a silver-spooned dynast who, after spending all of her life enjoying the privileges of being a Kashmiri fully insulated from the true problems facing common Kashmiris, is now ready to claim her legacy by ensuring those problems in Kashmir never actually go away. Iltija Mufti, who's had the privilege, despite being a Kashmiri, of studying in Delhi and studying in the United Kingdom as well. For instance, Iltija Mufti's recent remarks comparing the situation in Kashmir to the violence and chaos in Gaza or Lebanon reveal a glaring, cynical hypocrisy that I refuse to let go of unchecked. While both regions have experienced conflict, drawing parallels between them today is not only absurd, but deeply irresponsible. It harms the Kashmiri people. Kashmir in recent years, no matter which way you look at it, has witnessed significant improvements in security and development. This is not to say all is perfect, but comparing the situation in Kashmir to Gaza is a huge disservice to the sacrifice of the people of Kashmir and to both regions in general. More importantly, this comparison appears to be less about genuine concern for Kashmiris and more about preserving Iltija's family's dwindling political relevance. For decades, the Mufti family, with their political party, the PDP, have wielded influence in Kashmir by oscillating between a soft separatist rhetoric and aligning with the government at the center. They've portrayed themselves as the voice of the common Kashmiri, but it is becoming increasingly clear that their chief concern is their own political survival. The abrogation of Article 370 in 2019, which removed Kashmir's special status, marked a pivotal moment in the region's politics. For Iltija and her family, this change was more than just a political decision. It signified the erosion of their power base. Since 2019, Kashmir has seen a steady return to normalcy with decreased terrorism, decreased militancy, a revived economy, improved infrastructure, record tourism, and criteria across the board that suggest and confirm that things are actually getting better. Schools and businesses that were frequently shut due to strikes and unrest are now functional. Tourism, visitors are picking up, and life is returning to a semblance of peace that has been elusive, violently elusive, for so long. Yet for leaders, young promising leaders like Iltija Mufti, who should know better, this improvement is inconvenient because it undermines the very foundation of their political narrative, their silver-spooned dynastic legacy. The more peaceful and developed Kashmir becomes, the less relevant the Mufti family's rhetoric of victimhood and soft separatism appears. The solution? Tell the people of Kashmir that they actually live in a Gaza-like hell and constantly invoke the memories of terrorists like Burhan Wani so that common Kashmiris, who, God forbid, dream of a life of normalcy and prosperity, are drawn back into the morass of conflict and anger. That's the easy way out. Nobody should lecture Iltija Mufti or anyone else for claiming to mourn the death of Hassan Nasrallah. As someone who's looked at the Middle Eastern crisis for years, I even did a dissertation on it. I can tell you that there are no blacks and whites between Israel and Hezbollah or Israel and Gaza. These are complicated issues filled with polarizing emotions, and nobody can be faulted with having strong views one way or the other. Iltija Mufti is well within her rights to express her views, but it is the reason and the timing for the expression of those views that requires calling out, and that's what I'm doing right now. By equating Kashmir with Gaza, Iltija Mufti is attempting to stoke emotional fires among the Kashmiri people, many of whom have endured decades of instability. Gaza, as we all know, is a region ravaged by warfare, now has blockades, a full-fledged humanitarian crisis, thousands of deaths, including children, on a scale that is entirely different, incomparable to what is happening in Kashmir. Drawing this false, this dangerous equivalence only serves to incite fear and anger, potentially destabilizing the progress that has been made so far. Maybe that is the intention. It is no secret, viewer, that the Mufti family thrived politically in a climate of unrest. The more divided Kashmir was, the more room the Muftis had to maneuver, portraying themselves as mediators between the center and these many separatist factions. But with growing normalcy in Kashmir, the political space for such middle ground players is shrinking. Iltija Mufti's latest comments therefore seem like a desperate attempt to remain relevant by manipulating public sentiment with dangerous exaggerations rather than offering any constructive solutions. Instead of fanning the flames of fear and resentment, leaders like Iltija Mufti, educated, young, supposedly progressive, should be acknowledging the positive changes and working towards furthering them. This is not about the BJP. This is not about the PDP. This is about the people of Kashmir. The people of Kashmir have suffered long enough. They deserve leaders who tell the truth. They deserve leaders who don't make irresponsible statements. They deserve leaders who prioritize stability, peace and development over power games and emotional manipulation. Unfortunately, Iltija Mufti's statements suggest that her family's political fortunes matter more to her than the future of Kashmir and its people. That is the real tragedy.